16th of December, Rabbi Moore, Parsha, Hashavua, Vayechi.
Thank you. Okay. Anyway, from there, it's just for the moment, just the two of us.
Okay.
Oh, I see Yechiel's coming.
There's Yechiel. Good.
Good
afternoon, Yechiel.
Hi. Lou is not feeling in the best of health.
No, he didn't sound well this morning.
Right. So he's this week asked me. Anyway, he asked me to be the host. Okay. We are up to
Vav, looks like.
Yeah, Pasuk Vav.
Okay. So it says, Umoladitecha asher holadata acharehem lecha yihiyu al shem achechem yikaru b'nachalatam.
Yeah.
What your children who are born to you, or who you bear, I guess.
No, yeah. Any children, your offspring, that will be born to you, acharehem. That it actually uses an interesting thing. It uses a past tense over here. Right? Your offspring, asher holadata acharehem, whom you have fathered after them, they shall be yours. Okay, meaning Rashi is going to explain what that means.
Oh, okay.
Al shem acheihem yikaru b'nachlosa. They'll be called, and the name of their brothers b'nachlosam in their inheritance. Means in the inheritance of the land, they will be called on the under the name of, upon the name of their brothers.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So there's a Rashi here. Reloaded to mo laditcha gomer, and your offspring. Im tolidod. So if you bear more, I guess, more children. Lo yihiyu b'minyan banai. So lo yihiyu, they will not be b'minyan banai.
In the number of my sons.
Oh, in the number of
this pasuk follows on from the previous pasuk as follows.
Oh, okay.
The previous pasuk says, Yaakov said to Yosef, "Ato, and now, your two sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt. Before I came to you, Mitzrayim to Egypt, Li hey, they are mine. Ephraim and Menashe, Keruven the Shimon Iyuli, are considered to me like Reuven and Shimon, meaning they are of equal status to my own sons, even though Ephraim and Menashe are my grandsons, but they are of equal status to me like Reuven and Shimon. And as Rashi explained there, they will have an equal status as a tribe. Whereas Yosef we consider like two tribes, Ephraim and Menashe, and then besides that there'll be another 10 tribes. Reuven, Shimon, happened to be Levi, did not have a status of a tribe because they were a special status. The tribe of Levi had a special status as being the priestly tribe, the tribe of priests, and the tribe of those who had a special, the Levites had a special status of, how do you call it, the National Guard, is the King's Own. No, they have in the army, King's Own Regiment, right? So,
right.
so too, Levi was considered separate, and the 12 tribes were made out of Reuven, Shimon, not Levi, Reuven, Shimon, Yehuda, Yisachar, Zvulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, and Binyamin, and that's 10. And then Yosef became 2 tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. So Rashi is saying, however, what would be if Yosef has another child? Tell it by it, right?
Okay, Ella.
Right. It means he's going to not have a status of a separate tribe.
Right.
Ella,
No more sons will get that status. Okay. Bitoch Shivtei Ephraim u'Menashe Yihu Nichlalalim. Okay. So, but Bitoch Shivtei within.
or rather they were considered.
They were considered
within the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. They're going to be included in the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh.
Oh, any additional sons? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got it.
Now, what's interesting, okay, let's finish it. Lo yu lohem.
Okay, below Yelahem Shem B'Shvatim. Okay, and they will not.
They will not have a separate name among the tribes with regard to inheritance of the land.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the cutoff point. Okay. And then the Afal Pi she nechlaka haaretz. Let's see, even though the land was divided, okay, Laminyan Gulgalotam.
The Rashi is now going to pose a very major question.
By the size of the.
What difference did it make whether we're part of this tribe, that tribe, what were the things? The Maisa, each person got an equal portion in the land as everybody else, and that was determined not by the tribes, but by how many people came out of Egypt, or maybe how many people went into the land, right? But it was divided up by the head count. There were 600,000 men, actually more precisely 603,550.
Wow.
According to the number who went out of Egypt, or according to those who came into the land, it was 602,000. I don't remember exactly how much it was, a little bit less than that. Okay.
So that number that you just cited, that does not include the Levim, or does that include the Levim?
It does not include the Levim.
Does not, because they don't get land.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So Rashi says,
okay, so it's written, I presume, in the Torah. Larav Tarbeh Nachalato. The one with many, you shall tirbeh, increase, I guess, his inheritance.
Right. I mean, so the let's say the tribe of Yehuda, who had 74,000, by first count 74,000, second count 76,000. So they were the largest tribe, a single tribe. So they got 76,000 portions. The smaller tribe, let's say Shimon, got 22. There was, I think, it was 22,000 they had, or something like that, even less. They got that amount of portions. So anyway, the tribes weren't divided up among equally. Each tribe got the equal amount, equal portion, and it was divided up commiserately among those who were members of the tribe. So it says not like that. Lorav Tarbe, a tribe that had a large population, got more land.
Right. Okay, as
So
it
that's what
says,
Rashi says.
we
V'chol
call
ish v'ish ki,
ish va'ish natal vashaveh. So each person, not true, each, I guess, person, individual, okay,
man.
received a, looks like b'shaveh, an equal amount. Okay. Chutz minha bechorot. Oh, except from the firstborn.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, Chagav, I don't know how you, what word you have, chutz minha b'chayros, you have, or b'chayrim?
oh, I have bechorot. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I have the word b'chayrim. It doesn't make a difference.
I'm just one. Yeah, I'm looking at the top also at the actual Rashi script, and it does say bechorot.
Okay.
Okay. I'm using Art Scroll, by the way. Okay. Okay.
So Rashi is saying, as far as the size of land which each individual of the descendants of Yosef got, the fact that now Ephraim and Manasseh are called two tribes, as opposed to originally they were all called one tribe under Yosef, the amount of land they got, that didn't make any difference whatsoever. Because each person got according to the fact that he, according to the head count of how many people of the descendants of Yosef went into the land. So, and that didn't change, because now Ephraim and Manasseh were considered like two tribes, or originally they were considered like one tribe under the name of Yosef. That didn't make a difference how much land they got. But, says Rashi, Mikol Moker, nevertheless.
Oh, Mikol Makom, lo nikra'u shvatim, ela elu. So what's that? Nevertheless, okay. Let's see, they were not called tribes. Oh,
Right, I mean the name tribe, okay, like as far as certainly ceremonial status is concerned, or sending delegates, or other things, as Rashi is going on to explain, that only as far as these maybe more administerial and official status, only with regard to that did Ephraim and Manasseh have a status of two tribes, as opposed to originally having the status of one tribe under the name Yosef. So what is that for? And in what respect were Ephraim and Manasseh now considered like two tribes? So Rashi says in the brackets, I have it in brackets, but I don't know.
Oh, I don't have it. Lahatio, I do have brackets. I see. Lahatio Goral Haaretz, Leminyan, Shemot, Hashvatim, Vinasi, Lechol, Shevet, Vashevet, U Digalim, Lazeh, Vilazeh.
Right. So Rashi says in three aspects, there was a difference if Yosef was called all one tribe, or it was called two tribes under the name of Ephraim and Manasseh. And what were the differences? One is that when they divided the land, so it was done by a combination of a lottery and dividing up by Api Hashem. Al-Kopanim, there, so it says that when Moshe Rabbeinu decided who was going to get which portion of the land, so it's Moshe Rabbeinu together with the leader of that tribe. So had it been just Yosef, one tribe of Yosef, so that leader would have been responsible for dividing out all the portions of the descendants of Yosef. Okay, now Ephraim and Manasseh considered like two tribes, so the descendants of Ephraim had one leader, to divide out the land, to assist in the division of the land. And Manasseh had a different leader to assist in the division of the land. Okay, so that was enough Kamina as far as that was concerned. And which is also part and parcel of this, okay, there was a separate leader for each tribe. So therefore, instead of the sons of Yosef having just one leader, they were now divided into two and they had two leaders, one for Ephraim and one for Manasseh. And the Golim Zelazer, they had separate flags.
Flags, yeah, the Golim. Okay.
Okay, so it's more a kind of administrative and ceremonial difference, but not actual in the quantitative difference between the fact that there were one tribe or two tribes. Okay,
So
let's continue Pasuk Zayin.
okay. Zion. It says Va'ani Bivo'i Mipadan Meita Alai Rachel Be'eretz Canaan B'derech Be'od Kivrat Eretz Lavo Ephrata Ve'ekbereha Sham B'derech Efrat Hi B'veit Lechem. Wow.
Right, he Beit Lech.
Right. So this is Bivo'i, but am I coming?
Yeah, when I came.
Oh, when I came. Okay, from Padan. Okay. Rachel died. Oh, why?
To the Olai, upon them.
On me. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but Eretz Canaan, in the land of Canaan, B'derech, on the path.
On the way.
I guess, on the
On the
way.
road.
Okay. Be'od Kirvat. Okay, let's see. Be'od, and still, there was still.
While there was, so we're going to translate it. While there was still Kivras Eretz. I'll translate it as a certain distance, right? Lavoy Ephraso, to come to Ephrat.
Oh, okay. Okay, and so I buried her there. Again, B'derech, on the way, on the path.
On the road, on the Ephrat's road.
To Ephrat, okay.
The road to Ephrat, he Beis Lachem, which is Beis Lechem.
Oh, Ephrat is Beis Lechem.
I'm telling you that Beis Lechem is synonymous with Ephras. It's another name. Ephras is another name for Beis Lechem.
Oh, okay.
The mice, it's interesting. Rashi in the beginning of Sefer Shmuel, it says that Shmuel, it says Elkanah, his father, was called an Ephrosi.
Ah.
Now, he was from the tribe of Levi, he was a Levi. I'm sorry, besides that as well, we have, I think it's there, just 1 second, let me check this out. Let's see, 1 second. I'm not sure which one it is. Because it also, the beginning of Megillas Rus, it also says, and they were called Ephrasim. Okay, the family of Elimelech.
Oh.
Was also, they were called also Ephrasim. So just let me check this up over here. In the beginning of Shmuel, hold on. Yeah. The first pasuk says, "Vayish echad min haramasayim tzofim mehar Ephraim, ushmoi Elkanah ben Yerocham ben Elihu ben Toichu ben Suf Ephrosi." He was called Ephrosi. Now it happened to be that he was a Levi. think Rashi is what Rashi says over here.
Oh, Levi.
Yeah. So Rashi quotes the Targum ben Pautin Avginus, Adam Choshev, Kamoi, Apir Namtel Reb Shimon, Loshen Chain. Okay. So Rashi before says, Elkona Levi Hoya Mibnei Avi Yosef ben Kirach Kain Nisyaches Bedivre Hayom. Okay. So now he brings then Rashi says, what does Ephrosi mean? Because Ephrosi means if he came from Ephros, that was in the section of Yehuda. So Rashi says, if Yonis and Tirgim Betura de Beis Ephraim. Okay, means Bahar Ephraim. Midrash Goda Ephrosi ben Paltin of Ginus. He was an Adam Choshev. He was an aristocrat. Okay. So the Targum Yonason translated Ephrosi means as part of the section of Ephraim. Ephrosi comes from the same word as Ephraim. But that is not possible in this context where we're learning because this was near Beis Lechem, which was not in the section of Ephraim. So anyway, Ephros is clearly over here. If it's near Beis Lechem, that was in the section of Yehuda, it was in the tribe of Yehuda. And yeah. And then later in Megillas Rus, see there it's mashma. Yeah. At the beginning of Rashi was B'shem Moish Elimelech B'shem Ishtonomi B'shem Bonav Shnei Chaim Ephrosim Mibeis Lechem Yehuda. Okay, there were Ephrosim from the Beis Lechem in Yehuda. So let's see what it says over here. The Mefarshim say here, Pasuk base. So here they could be very similar. So Rashi dwells on this word Ephrasim. So Rashi first says Chashuvim. They were aristocrats. They were people of high standing. Right? Re'ei Chashivusa, Rashi says in Megillas Rus. You can see how important, how honored he was. Eglon Melech Moav is bitter l'machloi. Eglon, the king of Moav, right, married off his daughter to Machloi, who was the son of Elimelech. So you see how he was an important person. Oh, that's one opinion. Means they came, Ephrosim means they came from Ephros, i.e. Beis Lechem Yehuda. Okay. So the word Ephrosi doesn't necessarily, but here, obviously, the Derech Ephros means in the way to Ephros, which is Beis Lechem. Okay. Let's see Rashi. A lot of Rashi here.
Okay. So it says, Va'ani b'vo'i mi Padan. So as I came from Padan, the afal pi she'ani matriach alecha holicheni lehikaver be'eretz Canaan.
Now Rashi's bothered.
So I was bothered.
Why all of a sudden is Yaakov telling Yosef his story? Says, now I'm telling you, I want to tell you a story, my son Yosef. You know, when I came from Padan, okay, my wife, dear wife Rachel, died suddenly on the way when there was still a certain distance to Ephros, and I buried her there on the spot. And as Rashi's going to point out, I didn't even bother bring her in too close to the town. Where she died, that's where I buried her. And yet, yeah, Rachel was your mother. So you're going to turn to me and say, Father, you didn't even bother to take my mother into the town or close to the town and bury her in the town. And now you're asking me to take your body up from Egypt to the land of Canaan. Okay, that's what Rashi is going to explain over here.
Oh, okay. So let's
That's what he
see.
says. Even though I'm imposing upon you to take me to be buried in the land of Canaan, and that's not what I did to your mother. Okay, Rashi's going to continue and elaborate on this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she died close to Beis Lechem. Now Rashi interjects over here. What's this word? Kivras Eretz.
Okay, Kibras Eretz. Midat Eretz, V'heim Alpayim Amma, Midat Tehom Shabbat. So it's a measurement of land, apparently, around 2,000 amot, which is the Tehum, the measurement of the Tehum for Shabbat.
How do you say the Tehum? How would you translate Tehum in English?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know if I've ever heard it translated.
Use it in the Ivrit in different terms. Tehum is an area, section. But it means it's the area, the environs around the city, so which a person is allowed to walk.
Oh, so it's the perimeter of the city, where okay.
More than perimeter is another word for it.
Boundary, maybe?
Yeah. It's the environs. I think that's how you use that word in America.
What was the word again?
Environ. E-N-V-I-R-O-N.
Oh, maybe we're too technical for me. Could be.
1 second. I'm going to you can go with. Domain, it's not really. Conversation, sphere, range, boundary, bound, limit.
Well, that's what the Art Scroll says, boundary.
Because boundary doesn't really mean, a boundary is like a fence boundary, but it means the tchum, it means the area thing. I just want to see if it'll change it for me. Let me translate the environs. It opens it. It's a user. Yeah, parvarim. Yeah, environs. Parvarim means the outskirts. Maybe it was like some of the outskirts of the.
Well, but the boundary doesn't necessarily.
It translates as suburb outskirts.
Oh, okay, outskirts. Well,
Ha'asei ha'ir. Okay, the tchum. So the tchum is really the how do you say a word? The boundary. So the boundary area. It's not a boundary fence.
well, it's not a fence, but it's like if a surveyor surveys someone's land, it doesn't mean there's a fence there, but it means it'll go to this point.
Yeah, but I'm
Right.
saying the point is, it's not a point.
Oh.
Tchum is not a point. Tchum is an area.
Oh, so it's within that area. Okay. It's within that.
Within the boundaries, the boundary
Within
area.
the boundaries. That's the Tehum. Okay, now I
There's a
understand.
boundary area.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay,
Okay.
so let's go on. So Kedivrei Rabbi Moshe Hadarshan.
Moshe Hadarshan was a famous commentator, was one of the generation before Rashi. He wrote a book, what's it called? Hayesoid, which was basically a book on grammar, but it had given him many explanations of various parts of psukim of the Torah. Okay, below Toima.
Okay, below Tomar, she ikvu alai geshamim. Don't say ikvu. The rains.
It means that it was the rains. You know, it was the rain that held me up from bringing your mother to bury her in Beis Lechem, in the town, rather than burying her on the spot, which I did. Because it was the rainy season, the streets were muddy. Therefore, it was difficult for me to carry her further. Right? Equal like Shomim, that the rains withheld me from carrying her further, will cover Hebron and to bury her in Hebron. So Yaakov says that wouldn't have been my excuse. I couldn't have had that excuse. Right? Eis Hagorit Hoya. It was the time of the dry season. I can't remember how to translate Gorit. Sha'aretz chalula umlukeves kikvara. That the land is hollow and perforated like a sieve.
Wow.
It means when the land gets hard and dry, it cracks.
Right.
You got cracks and things. That's what kind of season it was. That's why, in other words, according to this explanation, when Rashi explains Kivras Eretz means a certain distance of land, which means Tchum, this the distance which determines the outskirts of the town, okay, which Rashi says is 2,000 amas. That the term used there is kivras. So Rashi says, why did the Torah use that term? You should say tchum oretz or midas oretz, right? Why does he use the word kivras? So it's a play on words that the land was like kikvara, was like a sieve, because it was hard and cracked and perforated. So exactly how I translated it there. And do not think that it was the rain that prevented me from bringing her to Hebron, for it was the dry season when the ground is riddled and full of holes like a sieve.
Oh, okay.
Alula means riddled with holes.
Riddled with holes.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so I buried her there. Okay. Velo holachtiha afilu levet lechem. So I did not holachti, not walk.
Bring her. I didn't
bring her. Oh, even to Beit Lechem. Oh, okay. Lahaknisa laaretz, to bring her, or to enter, I guess. Lahaknisa, to cause her to enter. Okay, yeah, to bring her into the land. Yadata sheyesh.
By the way, when you say over here the land,
laaretz means Canaan.
No, so the border's not there. The border's way over by the Yarden. Okay. So the
Mhm.
meaning, the Mepharshim explain over here, I have a note over here, I think. Means that Yaakov don't even travel to bury in the town of Beis Lechem, which was close by. That's when Rashi uses the expression of Knisa La'oretz means to bring her into an inhabited part of the land.
Ah, okay.
Okay, this is the Mizrahi explains that.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yadati sheyesh b'libacha alai. And I will know
And I
that
know, Yadati, and I know,
oh,
that you have in your heart upon me, which that's what it literally means. Means
mhm.
you've got hard feelings against me because that I didn't bury your mother and I've just buried her by the wayside and didn't bring her into town for a proper burial.
Right. Wow.
Avo,
Okay. Aval dalacha she'al pi hadibor kvarti hasham. Oh, so you should know.
Al Pi Hadibur means it was a Kodesh Baruch Hu who commanded me to bury her there.
There. Oh, okay. Shete'e le'ezra levaneha kishe yagle otan nevuzaradan.
Buzarado.
Nevuzaradan. Okay. So I buried her there. Okay. That she would be of help to her children. When
Okay, yeah.
Nebuzaradan would
Because when Nebuzaradon would take them into exile.
exile. Okay. V'hayu ovrim derech sham, and they would pass that way, I guess. Yotzeit Rachel. Oh, Rachel would go out. Oh, al kivra from her grave.
Rachel went out onto her grave.
Mm-hmm.
And she's weeping.
Yeah, mivakeshet aleichem rachamim, seeking on them mercy.
Right.
And then it says Shene'amar kol b'rama nishma b'gomer.
Right. It says kol b'ram nishma nahi b'chi samumim rochel mevaka abonel.
Okay, so let's see. So what, the voice was heard?
A voice was heard in Ramah.
Oh, in Ramah.
A loud voice, I think it's. Translated, the sound has been heard in the highest heavens.
Oh, wow. Kadosh Baruch Hu Mishiva, and Hashem answered her. Wow.
There will be reward for your deeds, says Hashem.
Oh,
and the children will return to their borders.
Wow. That's a pasuk too, right? Vishavu vanim luvlam. Oh, it's not from the Torah though. Okay.
Well, it's a continuation of those pasukim there in Yirmiyah.
Oh, yeah. I have to look that up. Okay, very good. Yashikayach. Okay, I think it's time.
Yeah, okay. So we'll have to stop here. Okay.
Very good. Yashikayach. Thank you so much, Rabbi.
Okay. Let's stay there. Have a good Shabbos.
Okay, have a good Shabbos.
Okay. Let's hope you're healthy again by Sunday. Is that Hashem? Okay, Kol Tov. Be well.
Okay, be well.